Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. I think you now can see my screen, right?
Sure.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's sharing, and thanks to SCSE Graduate Students Club for the invitation. It is my pleasure to share with you about the career planning here. So the title of today's sharing, as you can see, it is "You will never graduate even you have graduated." Because graduating from university is not an ending, it's more, like a fresh new beginning. There are still a lot of stuff to learn. Okay, okay. All right, firstly, I would like to briefly introduce myself. My name is Jie Li, and I'm now working as a senior engineer in Alibaba Group. And now I am leading the food delivery platform in Bangladesh. So before my career, I got my master degree from NTU SCSE, and the thesis title is towards greener, smarter, and healthier office building management via cognitive digital twin. So for today, I plan to share some of my experience, and the outline is as below. Firstly, I will give a brief introduction of the summary of career planning. Next, I will have to clarify how do you explore your options in industry. So finally, I will give some personal suggestions for career development. Okay, this is a list of my publication, one journal for first author and one conference poster for first author. In addition to the publications, I also have I worked with someone from industry and translated a book naming app architecture in Chinese. All right. Okay, let's go back to today's sharing, the summary of career planning. I picked the text from NTU website, as you can see the link. So basically there are 4 steps to do. First, you have to establish your foundation. Then you should take stock of your achievements and the experience. You can start to write your resume and prepare for interviews. And please note that this step is quite important because if you want to achieve something, a strong background is mandatory. Okay, second, you will have to explore your options, determine your preferred sector, research the roles, and analyze what the requirements are. So then you can equip yourself by determining the gap between your skills and the requirements of your ideal role. And you should explore how to bridge it. Okay. Finally, please remember when you graduate, you don't graduate because you graduate from university and you start to develop your career path from beginning. So for the first one, okay, I believe all of you guys are the best in Singapore. You already have built a solid foundation in NTU, and some of you have already maybe involved in internship and have started your career. So today we don't spend too much time on this topic. Also, I think it is quite a personal issue. We will have to treat the first stage case by case. Yeah, so if any one of you have questions about writing a resume or preparing for interviews, feel free to contact me. Okay, the same to the third one, I think, because it's also quite a personal question, and you will have to spend time getting to know yourself and your target, then try your best to bridge the gap. Okay, therefore, today I will mainly focus on the second one, explore your options. In other words, how do you choose the industry field and how do you choose the job position? Okay. All right. So now I'm going to introduce a well-known time machine theory. IT industry in the United States, Japan, China, and India has different stages of development. They firstly conduct business in developed countries, such as United States and Japan. And when the time is right, they will return to Japan and then reincarnate, going to China, India, and yeah, it's like sitting on a time machine. This word is from Sun Zhengyi. Okay, I believe you guys could recall many companies that cater to this theory because different countries have different development rhythm. For example, the internet was firstly introduced in United States, but now it is everywhere. The same to online shopping, electric vehicles, yeah. And there are always some different companies from different countries are running the same business. Okay, let's see some examples. All right, taxi. Uber was founded in 2009 in US. Then China launched Didi, and Singapore and Malaysia launched Grab in 2012. These platforms are becoming popular because it benefits both drivers and users. Comparing to the traditional taxi business model, because AI-based dispatching algorithm could largely improve the efficiency. Okay, next one, EV electrical vehicle. Tesla was founded in US in the year 2003. Then some Chinese local companies sought Tesla, and now they are growing. Personally, I don't know what the future electric vehicles will be, but more or less, these companies are now breeding many upstream and downstream companies, such as Ningde Shidai, it is a battery factory, and Hudian Gufen, it is a battery management system company. Okay, next one, online shopping. Amazon was established in 1994, and Amazon now is the biggest e-commerce and cloud computing company over the world. The same to Alibaba. It is the biggest e-commerce and cloud computing company in China. Okay, and Lazada and Daraz were founded in 2012, facing to Southeast Asia and the South Asia market. All right, you guys now are thinking only techniques good to people will be sitting on time machine, right? Actually, the situation is no. For example, finance crisis. The first one, payday loan and subprime mortgage were popular in United States in 2006. 2008, which caused a catastrophic economic crisis in 2008. So millions of people lost their job in that crisis. Same to China, actually. From 2014 to 2018, many P2P microfinance companies were registered, and they promised a super high super high return percentage rate comparing to traditional banks, fixed deposit at banks. They usually promise 8 to 12% interest rate, much higher than the 2 or 3% from at most of the traditional banks. However, in 2018, most of the platforms were in trouble, and most of the owners ran away with investors' money. Even some of the companies are state-backed. Okay, now it's India's turn. You can see there is a Jie Li. Jie is a telecom company, but the Jie actually is pronouncing audio. You can see the logo, it's just like a mirror picture. Because the Jie Telecom company is expanded from an audio company naming Reliance Petrol. Yeah, and Jie Telecom then released their OEM phone. Yeah, the phone is popular because it's very cheap. The built-in contact aggregator can collect data like your transactions to each party, and the data will be used for bank loan application. All right. Okay, we have browsed so many examples, and here I have a personal conclusion. My understanding in time machine is that firstly, it requires a huge population. Otherwise, the market ceiling is very limited. Yeah. Secondly, it requires an isolated environment. For example, the network firewall in China breeds many Chinese companies such as Sina Weibo comparing to Twitter, and Baidu comparing to Google. Yeah. Then I think relatively minority language is also a plus, such as Indonesian, Urdu, and Sinhala. All right. And the most important one, I think a local executive and plans cater to the national condition. Yeah, this is the most important one. Some of you might already heard it about why Lazada lost its heading to Shopee in Southeast Asia. The case is quite typical, I think. Zhang Yixing, who is the Lazada's Vietnam CEO, so he once issued a directive to purchase hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of toilet paper. So as the promotional stock, because people in China likes toilet paper in Double 11, and Zhang Yixing was familiar with this strategy in China. But toilet paper is not a necessity in Vietnam. So ultimately, only a very small portion of stock was sold. So, and these cultural conflicts also becoming pressure issues for top management. Okay, that's why local executive and plans cater to national conditions are very important. Okay, so far I have already shared some about how do you explore your options. Next, I will have to clarify some frequently asked questions. Prior to answer the question, I would like to introduce a model. It is a little bit rough, but it is easy to understand. This one, career development model. Okay, basically when we do something, I think what we do is for two things. One is present and another one is for future. All right. So when we enter a company for current situations, we want a higher salary and we want a higher job title. Other than that, we also have to consider about the future, the possibility of self-improvement and climbing space. Okay, salary is very easy to understand. Job title is usually decided according to your working experience. In terms of self-improvement, it means how many complex situations you will meet when you at your work. Obviously, you will have less opportunities to face complex situations in a startup company. Yeah, and all right. Climbing spaces means the chance of promotion. Okay, I believe now all these questions are easy to understand. As a fresh graduated student, normally we don't have years of experience in the field. Growing company, actually, I think let me change the pen color. All right, how to change it? One moment. Yeah, I think growing company is a best choice for us because in a growing company we have, in a growing company we can improve our skills from the complicated problem we meet in the work. This caters to self-improvement. And in a growing company, we will have more chances of promotion, which means climbing space than large corporations. Let me change another color. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one about technical position or product position. Actually, both are good to us, but ultimately it is a personal issue. Every single one of you has something that you are good at. The job position depends on who you are and what is your strong point. Okay, next one, I think most people maybe are interested in, or should I choose the position of algorithm? Let me change the color. Okay, okay. I choose the position of algorithm engineer or software engineer? Yeah, most of us want to be an expert in AI industry, yeah, including me. And most of us believe that AI will ultimately change the world. However, the truth is that in most companies, as you can see, the headcount of all right, let me highlight this one. Okay, in most companies, you can see the headcount of software engineer is many more than the algorithm engineer, and the requirements and job levels of algorithm engineer is lower than the software engineer. Yeah, which means we will the climbing spaces is kind of limited, but of course it's just a personal view. You can treat your situation case by case. Okay, the last one, what is the future of AI, IoT, and big data? Actually, I don't know, and I believe no one could predict the future. But maybe in one day we start at some technical bottlenecks of AI, and the artificial intelligence is just a artificial assistant rather than a super robot. About the big data, maybe in one day, we realize that we reached a boundary point and we can never collect all the data needed by algorithms. Sounds a bit pessimistic, right? Okay, never mind, because the world is always running like this. For example, when the internet was invented, no one would have thought that in 21st century, each one of us would be deeply dependent on the internet for our lives. So opportunities is always coming with uncertainty. Okay, finally, I have some personal suggestions for career development. So first one, I think it is the most important one. Therefore, I put it at first. Take ownership at work. The business as a whole, and each one of you have your role. Yeah, but if you can be the one who can cover the gap between different roles, because you know the designing of role cannot cover all the condition of the business, because the business as a whole, if you want to success the business, there must be no no issue with the whole business. So, but it shows that there are definitely gaps between different roles. So if you can be the one who can cover the gap between different roles, you will have more chances of promotion. Okay, second, it is important to prioritize in your work, because different priorities to different tasks can lead to a completely different result. Okay, third, I hope all of you could learn as much as you can and learn as deep as you can, because what you learn may help you unacceptably. And now we are in a developed society system. The communication network have greatly smoothed out the information gap, which means that we can no longer make a lot of money by learning a few tricks, right? Yeah. So times have changed. Only professionals could help to improve the overall efficiency and have more contributions to the world. Lastly, please remember to get to know yourself better, because every single one of you has something that you are good at. Please build on your strengths and apply them to your life. In the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes by Andy Warhol. And there's also a similar phrase in Chinese, 文道有先后，术业有专攻 by Han Yu. Yeah. I believe that's all about today's sharing. So you can feel free to raise any questions.
Okay, so Li Jie, yeah, thanks for sharing of your opinions and experience on this career talk. Okay, so now we will leave some space for asking questions. Anyone can unmute your microphone and ask anytime, or you can directly type your message on the chat box. Okay, so first of all, yeah, EJ, thanks for sharing. I have one question. You have listed that you have so many publications in the research field, and you are also good at this engineering. So I see you're both good at academia and industry. So why do you choose to be an engineer instead of a researcher in this field?
Yeah, it's a quite interesting question. Because why I choose industry is that I want to do something could be really implemented, and I can see the result in industry. I can do such kind of things. Let me switch the screen. Okay. But in research area, so as you maybe you have aware that all the research is much more ahead of the reality. Yeah, we have to do a lot of hypotheses when we do research. So which means it will be hard to on the ground. We still need much time to implement the technique and yeah.
So you are more interested in industrial work that can bring more practical effects.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, sure.
Thanks for the talk. Yeah, still in the same remaining in the same conversation about research and industrial. So how would you compare these two working environment, the academic and the industry? What are the main differences that you noticed?
Domain difference. Okay. My understanding in academic and industry is that industry is more focused on some, how to say that, some how to say that. Okay. Okay. I think it's the same, because when you do academic research, the topic is much more advanced than the reality. That's the difference. Yeah, in industry, people focus on online shopping and yeah, move everything online or on blockchain. But in academic, we for example, for my supervisor, we focus on thermal comfort in smart buildings. But the smart building is quite hard to be on ground in recent years.
Okay, I see. Thanks.
Okay, so any questions? Well, if there's no more questions, thanks again. Thanks, Li Jie, for your presentation. Later, we will share this talk on our official YouTube video, and I have typed it on the chat box. You can visit our webpage and our YouTube channel in case you miss it, or you can publicize to your friend. Okay, so looking forward to participation in the future. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.